Toby's bladder, thanks you. Um, my name's Officer Scott. I'm really proud to be a school resource officer here at Southmoore High School. I took on a new role just this past year, as you can probably tell. This is K9 Toby. Toby is actually a Oklahoma certified narcotics dog. We picked him up from a uh, kennel in Kansas, and Toby has kind of an interesting story and background. He was actually born in Bogota, Colombia, on 420. If you know, you know. Um, he was born 420 of 21, and so he's just 16 months old. Um, Toby has been very successful already in Moore Public Schools. I don't know if I'm proud of that or if I'm sad to say that. We've actually had 4 fines already, just in what I think is 9 days of school. And that hasn't been just here at Southmoore. We have had them in other schools as well. I am responsible not only for identification compliance here at the school and making sure your students have their IDs, but also being responsible for running a narcotics dog in all 35 schools. Where are you trying to go? So anybody have any questions about Toby and about what his role is here at school? No? Alrighty. So we will be around, and one thing that I have said in a couple of these meetings before, if your students bring it, we'll find it. So Toby is pretty proficient at his job. So.
That's right. Hi, I'm Alicia Clifton. I am one of the 6 counselors that we have here at Southmoore, and I'd like to introduce our team at this time. We have 1 freshman counselor for all of the freshmen. So if you are a parent of a freshman, then you would see Miss Amanda Williams. And then she is in the main office across from the freshman principal. So if you come up and need to speak with her, she is on the main office side. The counselors, the upper grades, are on the counseling center side. And we have Mary Lancaster, who is A through DE. We have Mr. Chapman, who is DI through H. And this is sophomore, juniors, and seniors. And we have Candace Drag, who is I through MO. Right? Is that right? We kind of have to question sometimes, what's the letters? And then I am MU through SI. And then we have, thank you, Miss Clayton, appreciate it. And then we have Joanne Lusick, who is SL through Z. And then I'd also like to introduce our nurse. She's sitting here with us. This is Sandy Thornburg, and she is in the main office. No, she's in N101. So she takes care of all medications. She takes care of any needs medically for our students on campus. If they need to go see her, she loves giving out Band-Aids. So, so go see Miss Thornburg if you need any medical help. So we want to show you our counseling center website, and there are a lot of good links on here for parents and for the students. So on, so if you scroll down, and we are going to fix this a little bit because we do have Miss Williams and Miss Drag who are joining us this year. So we've got to update this a little bit as to what our job descriptions are. But if you scroll down and you can see that there is a link right there, you can just click on it to email us straight that way. And then it'll also eventually say what our actual job titles are if you're looking for something particular. But you can just look right here and email us, and Mr. Agg's got to take a picture. We can take care of that. And then Miss Baldwin, she is our career specialist. She's anything college and career. And the beautiful Miss Mayer right here is our LPC. So you can just go straight to the counseling center. It's under all of, what was that for our parent? I think it's under SaberCat links actually for counseling center also. So there's multiple ways you can find that on there. So when you look over here, That is our first page. And then we have enrollment and course selection form, which we've already done, so I'm going to skip that one. Incoming freshmen, if you have questions about that, you can just click on those links and it'll take you there to answer any of those questions. We do have some videos we post periodically on these links. This one right here, if you have upperclassmen, eventually, if you're a freshman parent, you're going to be needing this as well. And this is a very important link that we have. Transcripts, we do these differently now. We don't just print them off for the students. They have to go through this, which is called parchment. So they have to, oops, what did I just do? Couldn't have done it if I tried. So they have to go and they have to set up an account, or you can set up an account. And you can use your personal email, not the school email, because once they get out of high school, post-secondary, they will use this all through their post-secondary, and then even after, if they need to send transcripts to various places. So they will just, you will click here and make an account, and then it's free as long as you're in high school, and anything that you need sent can go through that. So we have, let me go back. I did it wrong. Okay, so guess what? You're going to see how you can access that real quick. Okay, so Counseling Center, where is it? Top right. Where? Oh, right here? Okay, we were on that. Sorry. It's changed. Counseling Center. There we go. All right. I didn't need you. All right, so if you just look over here, as we go down, senior internships, when you have a senior, they are eligible to do some internships out in the real world to see if that is indeed something that they would like to do. We have anything that you might have questions about for our Indian students, the JOM program right here on this link. So if you are needing to sign your child up for that, you would go to this website. Am I going to run it again? Okay, there we go. And then we have college concurrent and all kinds of resources for students that are at the end of their sophomore year going into their junior year. If they are wanting to take concurrent classes, they get dual credit along with taking high school credit. We do have an early start program for our incoming freshmen that were hand selected. So if you were a part of that program, that will also be a link that you can visit to see kind of what's going to happen down the road junior, senior year. Career guidance for anything that has to do with post-secondary careers, and I think Ms. Baldwin's going to talk more about that. We have military. One thing that we pride ourselves on here at Southmoore is that the military go hand in hand with everything that we do here on campus, and they are here all the time. They're here tonight providing services. They substitute for us. They test monitor for us. They are here as supervised prom. That is correct. And if you know what happened at prom last year, we were going to Brink to get in the shelter. You know, you live in Moore when you're going to the shelter during prom. So they were very instrumental in helping us with that. So they are very present here. They do not, in case anybody's worried about it, they do not go and try to take your children. They want them to approach them. So I know that's some questions that parents have, that are they going to recruit my child? Not if you don't want them to. So there is that part. Counseling resources. This is one thing that we've worked hard on. Okay, we've worked to update and get a lot of information out to you guys, and Ms. Mayer's going to talk more about this page for you. And driver's permit. Most of your students are going to drive eventually, and so they have to have a form that states that they are enrolled at Southmoore and Miss Elliott right here. Oh, I forgot to introduce Miss Elliott. I'm so sorry, Miss Elliott. This is Brandy Elliott. She is all things counseling center boss lady. She knows it all. If you have questions, you can ask her. She is the one that would get that driver's form for your student. The one thing that we make sure everybody understands is that it's only good for the month that it has been signed for. So if you're going to have your student do their driver's exam and test and everything in September, they need to come at the 1st of September to get it, and it expires at the end of the month. So you can't come and get it for December at this point, okay? Don't hold on to it. They'll get there and be sad because they'll say, this is expired, so then you have to go through the process again. Scholarship information. If you have upperclassmen, I know we all want to find out how we can get money for our students to go to a post-secondary. This right here, this page, we keep this updated. Usually about October is when things start coming in, and we will be posting all that scholarship information on our website here. At the end of the year, we have a presentation video that will be posted. Virtual classes, I think we've moved into such a hybrid schedule with kids being on campus, off campus, concurrent, online, so there's information there. ACT prep. We are a big ACT school. The state is also ACT. They do take a SAT, but we are mainly an ACT school, so we have a lot of resources and links there for your students to start working for that ACT score. Moore Norman happens junior year. Sophomores will go see the Moore Norman campus. So there's all kinds of resources there for you, so you can maybe start thinking about that junior year. What are we going to do? Are we going to go to Moore Norman? Are we going to go concurrent? You can do both. So there's all kinds of resources there for you on that. And then Miss Baldwin is going to go over the ICAP, the Individual Career and Academic Planning for our graduation requirements. Does anybody have any question for the Counseling Center? Perfect. Say that again. Good question. Okay, Aaron Baldwin.
All right, good evening. I am Erin Baldwin. I'm the career specialist, so my entire job revolves around preparing students for life after high school. As I tell your students, we're going to kick them out in May of whatever year they graduate. And my entire job centers around helping them to be prepared for when graduation comes. So I do career readiness, scholarships. I can help students that are interested in visiting with the military, get them connections there, scholarships. Hopefully, we're going to be able to bring back college visits this year. The internships program for our seniors, workplace tours for students that are interested in certain work industries, we do those tours. Another thing that sometimes students like to call me is the ICAP lady, and they know it makes me really upset. But I do just want to touch base real quick on what ICAP is. It stands for the Individual Career and Academic Plan, which is a 4-year graduation requirement that kicks in this year for seniors. That is going to be a graduation requirement that we look at. And I will be in freshman classes starting next week, laying that foundation, and then all of our other students will progress. So there are 4 tasks that they have to complete each year in order to meet that requirement. So there's tons of information on this, and I am not going to bore you with all of that. Here's a schedule of when we will be implementing. And then lastly, the actual requirements are in here. So anyways, it is a big, hefty law, and I just am here to help implement it for our students. So let me know how I can help you or your students.
Yes, please. Yes, got it. Okay, I'm on the council. Hi, my name is Tammy Mayer. I am the licensed professional counselor here at Southmoore. My job primarily revolves around carrying a caseload of between 25 and 30 students a year that I see individually, as well as we are going to want to try and implement groups this year as well for different areas of concerns, whether it's stress, whether it's anxiety or depression. We have some groups that I want to get started this year for that. On the website, we do have lots of resources for parents that can go in there. If you're concerned about your student, you can go in there and have a look. So the first one we have is our mental health crisis resources that you guys can access that, yeah, you'll have to scroll down because all of it's at the bottom. You're fine. That has all of the things, if we have a local crisis resources is there, our hotlines are there, talking to your child about suicide is there. So we have a lot of things, a lot of information that can help you have those conversations or reach out to someone that can help you with those conversations if need be. And then the next thing, we'll skip that. COVID-19 one. The next thing is our counseling resources. So if you're looking for a place to put your child into counseling, if they don't qualify for what we offer here at Southmoore, because what we try and do is limit our kids, if they don't have the ability to get transportation to counseling, if they don't have insurance, something like that, or it's just too hard to make that outside counseling work, we're here to help with that. The referral process can come from the parent, it can come from a principal or a counselor, but what we'd like to see happen is for you guys to reach out to your individual counselors, talk with them first, let them visit with your child, and then if they feel like it's something that is, kind of comes into my realm, then they'll contact me and then I will talk with you guys. But here's a list of all of the resources for our community counseling centers that you have all the numbers, can access that from here. We also have our community-based resources, which can help you with food, clothing, healthcare, dental, eyeglasses, all of these resources here on this page. If you have little ones, you need car seats, all of those things are there that we wanted to make sure that you guys had at reach if you needed those resources and help. We have our tragedy resources. Lord forbid anything like that happen, but in case of that, there are some resources here for you that you can reach out and call. We also have resources for grief and loss and how to talk to your child. We also have resources for after a crisis or a traumatic event has happened. We also have a toolkit to engage, students during a crisis. So if you need, some extra information, there's that right there, and then resources about suicide in case you need to access that. And then finally, we do have some coping skills here. We have some articles in there for coping skills and how they are beneficial for your student to have. And then we also have our 7th through 12th grade students. This is for them to access, and they can go in there and they can look at coping skills. They can learn, how to accomplish their goals and be productive, how to connect in their healthy relationships, and then finally health and wellness. So we wanted to give them a place where they could go and access some resources on their own. I think that was it. And that's it. If you guys have any questions on mental health resources, any questions on that? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the next thing on the list, or the next couple of things, which is lunch forms. Let's not trip over the cord. Okay, so essentially this is typically the free and reduced lunch form, and if you haven't filled it out yet, even if you don't think you'll qualify, we encourage everyone to fill it out. It's more helpful for our school if we have 100% compliance in filling it out, even if most people don't qualify. Okay, so there's a way to do it on here, online, or we have printed out forms in the front office. If you haven't filled it out, it's very possible in the next few weeks that you're going to be bombarded with phone calls asking you to fill it out, because we are trying to get to a certain percentage of people filling them out. So it would be helpful if you could. If your kid is older, like junior, senior level, and you do qualify for free and reduced lunch, even if your kid doesn't eat lunch here, you would still get like NCAA waivers or college, application fees waived. So there are benefits beyond just the free and reduced lunch. There's also free ACT options if you do qualify for your older kids. So this is just the link of how to get to that. And then the next thing is My Payments Plus. If you don't have a My Payments Plus account, I do suggest that you go ahead and create one, even if your kid doesn't eat lunch here. And the biggest reason for that is when they forget their ID and they don't have $10 to buy one. This is the easiest way to actually go on and purchase one so that they can get an ID and go to class and not be in trouble. So you can pay art fees and pay for the parking decal. You can pay for everything that they need for school on My Payments Plus. Under the fees section, if you create this account, you have to have their student ID number and all of that stuff, but create that account and then you can do all of that. The next link on here is for Nurse Sandy, and she actually went back out to the Commons. She has a table out there that has all of the forms, like the medication forms and stuff like that. Anything that you might need from her, she's got a table out there with all those forms on there. So you can get that all from her. And then the next thing is Parent Portal, and I'm going to let Miss Elliott, because she is our Parent Portal expert, go up those stairs. I'm going to let her talk about that. Did anybody have any questions? Sorry, I didn't ask that. Yes, ma'am. That's possible. If you want to come up to school and we can try to help you with that and see what the error possibly is if it doesn't work when you do it again. Yep.
Okay, so I am the first office right when you come into the counseling center. If you're ever needing to set up Parent Portal accounts are only assigned and given to the parent or the guardian. So we can't have a stepmom or an aunt or somebody else that wants Parent Portal. Our system only has accounts set up and built up if you are the parent or the guardian. If you are needing back in, say you have a Parent Portal and you're locked out, you're needing help getting back in, you can just always come and see me. You just bring your ID and I can get you deleted and reset and get back in. But I do always emphasize how important remembering your username and password is, because our system only lets me go in and delete and reset it so many times, and then you'd lose rights to it. So it's just very crucial and important that whatever you make your username and password, you write it down, or it's something that's familiar and frequent to you so you don't get locked out. Because when you get locked out, you have to come back in with your ID for me to get you set up. So here shortly, when we're done with this, if any of you are here that are parent and guardian that are locked out or needing assistance, need to set up your Parent Portal, I will be at my office and you can come and see me and we'll get you squared away. If your student does not have a student portal account yet, they just anytime during the day come in and see me, and theirs is done same information on both accounts, they're just set up a little bit differently, and I give them different information to get their student portal set up. But if anybody has any questions, like I said, when this is done, you're more than welcome to come in my office and we can get you set up on an account and squared away. Thank you.
All right, are we still awake out there? My name is Teresa Siebold, and I'm the Curriculum Technology Specialist here at Southmoore. My job is mostly to help teachers with all this computer stuff. So you know that Moore Public Schools is a one-to-one device school, and which brings a lot of great technology and sometimes can bring some headaches. So I'm going to try to help you let the technology work for you. Okay, so on the, if you look down here on tech support, this is going to be really helpful for you as parents to just kind of understand what the technology can do to help you. Once you get on the educational technology page, if you just go down to parent tools, it's going to have a lot of information for you there. And I just kind of want to make some sense out of all the different programs that you hear. You'll just look at this little icon right here. You might hear your students talk about Clever. Have y'all ever heard of Clever? How many of you have heard of Clever? Clever is kind of like an electronic backpack. So a long time ago, you know, back when we were in school, we'd get our books checked out to us and we'd put them in our backpack, and, you know, everything's digital now. So where does it belong? It belongs in Clever. Clever is called a single sign-on. So what they can do is, instead of having to sign into all those different apps, they can sign right into Clever, and it single signs them on to all the other applications that we're using here at Moore Public Schools. So you can maybe see some on there that look familiar to you, like Canvas or Infinite Campus, which is what, when they say the parent portal, that's Infinite Campus, and that's where students' grades and attendance and records are kept. And then you'll see some other textbooks, but Clever's just kind of the electronic backpack, if that helps to make any sense with that. The parent tool page will also have all these apps on here that you can click on, and it will tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you got confused about what do I need to do to get a parent portal, click on Infinite Campus, and it's going to give you a step-by-step and video tutorial and everything on how to get that set up once you see Brandy. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is, you know, to be successful, I think the best way we could be successful is for parents and teachers to work together. And the most successful students are going to be parents who are involved in knowing what's going on. And we have a lot of technology to help you do that. The first one is with what's called their learning management system, which is called Canvas. They all start with a C, so I know it's really confusing. Canvas is where the teachers are going to put their lessons on every day. And we have a way that you as a parent can be an observer on their Canvas account, so you can see exactly what your child did for the day, what they missed last week when they were sick. You can help them prepare for a test, all those kinds of things. And I want to show you on this page, there is a great video you can watch that really explains what being an observer is. But basically, so you can look into your students' daily work. And down here at the bottom, there is a link that's going to give you a PDF here that's going to tell you step by step what to do to become an observer on your student's Canvas page. If you need any help with that, call the school and they can get to me and I can kind of help you walk you through it. But there's videos and PDFs there to step by step to kind of show you how to get involved in that. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is sometimes having a student with their own device, you may feel like, you know, what kind of dangers are they going to be exposed to on the internet with that? The one thing I want to let you know is that we use a filtering system called Lightspeed, and it filters out where they can only go to certain things. Certain videos are filtered out that they can't see. Sometimes I think we all get frustrated because we get filtered down, but we're trying to do the best we can do to protect your student. And also, there's another tool that not many parents know about, and I'm glad you guys are here, and it's Lightspeed for Parents. And so if you'll go to this page, I don't have my glasses on so I can't see. Okay, so on the EdTech page, you'll see Lightspeed Parent Portal. This is a whole different kind of parent portal. And I'm going to show you this video really quickly to kind of explain to you that you will have a little bit more controls over your student's device when they're at home.
In Moore Public Schools, our internet filter is provided by Lightspeed Systems. They now have a parent portal component that allows parents to receive weekly reports about their students' internet usage on their student-issued device. If you are interested in setting up a Lightspeed Parent Portal account, you must submit a request using the MPS Lightspeed Parent Portal request form. Before you put in a request for a Lightspeed Parent Portal account, you must first make sure you have an Infinite Campus Parent Portal account. If you do not have an Infinite Campus Parent Portal account, you can create one by visiting our District Parent Center over here on the left. Once you get to the District Parent Center, you're going to scroll down looking in the menu options on the left until you see Parent Student Portal Support. This page is where you will see a video and some PDF instructions on how to create an Infinite Campus Parent Portal account. So once you create that account, then you can come back to the Lightspeed Parent Portal information and submit your request. So let's get started and see how that process works. First, we click on the Lightspeed Parent Portal request form. In this form, you will be providing information about your student and yourself, such as your student's ID number, their grade level, their first and last name, the student's school email address, as well as the parent and guardian email. The parent email that you type into this request form must match the parent email that you have on record in your Infinite Campus Parent Portal account. This is how we verify that you are the actual parent requesting access to your student's internet usage report. You can also add a second email for a second parent or guardian who you would like to allow access. Once you have completed the form, please click Submit. Within about 2 weeks, you should receive an email from Lightspeed Systems. You will see in the email you get a weekly student online activity report. But if you want more information, you've got to register an account with them. Click the Login or Register button. Then it will take you to Lightspeed Parent Portal where you will create an account. Typing in your first and last name, your email address, and then creating your password. Once you click the Create Your Account button, it will send you an email where you will have to verify your email address before you can continue. Once you're logged in, you will be able to view your student's online activity report over the past 7 days. By clicking the drop-down arrows next to each item, you can view and see which websites they visited and at what time they visited those particular sites. You also have the option to pause web browsing. You can pause it for 1 hour, 3 hours, or until the next morning. If you have any questions about the Lightspeed Parent Portal Student Online Activity Report, please email us at edtech@mooreschools.com.
So if you didn't know you can pause your students' internet browsing at night, you can. And you can see exactly where they went and how long and what time, what sites that they went to. So if that's something that you feel you need, that information is ready for you. The last thing I want to talk to you about is internet service. There are programs for reduced and sometimes free internet service if you need that for your home. So we have that through Cox Communications, through AT&T, and through T-Mobile Sprint. And if you'll just go to these different places, then you can get internet for as low as, I think Cox has it for $9.95 a month. So it's a pretty good deal if you apply. So if you need internet at home so that your student can do their homework at home, then let us know. We can get you hooked up with this to make it affordable for everyone. All right, I think that's all I have. Next.
Hi, I'm back again. A couple of things that I am going to speak on is transportation, which don't shoot the messenger, because transportation sometimes is all of our least favorite subject to talk about, especially at the end of the day when we're trying to get your little darlings home, because we've had them all day and now it's your turn. You know, kind of the same feeling you guys get when you send them to school. You can see on this is the transportation department. Clearly, we're now into day 9, so if your student is riding a bus or should ride a bus, you should know where your bus stop and everything is. But if you don't, on the left side of the screen, you can click on Where's My Stop. You enter your information, the grade that your student is in, as well as your address, and it will tell you your bus stop location, your bus stop number, the drop-off time, and the pickup time each day. And, oh, and there is another way. Oh, you can click on the little school bus if you forget. But you can go on there and get your bus stop information. Our ask from our building administration and I guess more public schools in and of itself is if your student rides a bus, we're just asking for grace. Because it's no secret that there is a bus driver shortage. So if you or anyone you know that has a CDL and would like to drive for us, we can help you with that. But we do sometimes have split routes. We do have buses that are having to double up on routes, and so sometimes your bus is probably going to be late. Sometimes your kids are going to have to ride a little bit longer because they're having to run 2 routes at the same time. We just ask for your patience on that. We get the information late in the afternoon, so we try to get that out to your students as they are exiting the building to kind of know what the situation is for their current bus. But we promise we're going to get your kids home. They just need to be mindful of the bus changes. We do have them posted on the exterior doors on the south end of the building where they exit to see the buses. We also have people on duty out there that has bus change information so that if they do need help with that, then they can. But just asking for a little bit of grace and patience because it's nobody's fault that we're in this situation that we're currently in. The other thing that I want to talk about, there is back on the Parent Academy site, Miss Siebold is my Vanna apparently. There is principals, a contact kind of down below. I'm going to go ahead and hit on that so I don't have to come back up here. But all of our pictures are up there for each grade level. You can click on that and it gives you email access to contact your principal. Mr. Bragg's 12th grade, Miss Clayton 11th grade, Miss Clark 10th grade, and Miss Toscani 9th grade. So if you have questions or concerns or need to get in touch with us, please absolutely get in touch with us. We are here to help, we're here to serve you, and try to make this as best of an experience for your student, but also as you as a parent, because we know sometimes parenting teenagers is not the most pleasant. And so if we can work on it as a team, that's always great. And we are here to be a resource for you. We may not have all the answers, but I will tell you one thing, that this Southmoore is the best building in the Moore Public School District, and I couldn't be more happy and proud to serve with the people that are in this building, and I can tell you for a fact that these people love kids and we want them to succeed. And if you have issues, please bring it to us and we will try our very best to help navigate whatever that situation may be with you. And most of the time it's just directing you to find the right resources, the right people to hook up with to help your student be successful. So that is that. Please, we are an open door, especially counselors, principals. If you guys need us, we're just a phone call or an email away. So I invite you guys to talk with us anytime. All right, I went out of order also. Mr. Braggs. He's going to bring the entertainment.
No entertainment. I know that we're about as bored as possible. This was supposed to be about an hour thing, and I am going to wrap this thing up real quick, okay? I am the one that's going to be talking about parking and parking decals. My first question is, how many drivers are going to be driving this year? Oh, not a one. I probably shouldn't do this one then. When your kid decides to drive, when you decide to give him some keys or you decide that they can drive your car to school, they will need to get a parking decal. Yes, we need to make sure that the car that they're driving is allowed to park here. There are some rules and regulations that we're going to adhere to. Mainly, they need to have a decal. They cannot. I cannot stress this enough. You guys saw the construction that was going on. Please, they cannot park in the front. Of course, this is probably not pertaining to you because not a one of you guys are driving. But they cannot park in the front. There's a bus loop over to the south. We would much rather you not park there. There's a teacher lot to the north. We much rather not like you parking there either. So you would probably have to park more to the west or to wherever the field house is and all the extra parking is there. Parking decals are $20. They will have to fill out some sort of sheet that kind of identifies who the car is registered to, what decal there is, the license plate number as well, and to make sure that they're a valid driver. One critical note, and then I'm going to end this. Your car or the car that they are driving is an extension of our school. So whenever they park here and something goes down, say, hey, your kid gets pulled in because their speech is slurred, and we have suspicion that, hey, they may have been hitting the bottle or something. I don't know. But when we get that, we have every right to go ahead and search that car. Now, we will probably give you a phone call and let you know that, hey, this is what's going down. You have more than every right to come up and say, hey, I'd like to be with you when you search that car, but just want everybody to know that if your child is under the influence or doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, come to our school and we try to do some searches and things. That car is an extension, all right? We definitely want everybody to adhere to all driving guidelines, no donuts and stuff at the middle of the night. We do have cameras, so if worse comes to worse and we need to figure out who's doing these things, we will probably look at the camera. You'll probably get a phone call, and those driving and parking privileges will be revoked. Does anybody have any questions? Because we're bringing this thing on home. I know everybody's hungry, and I've got some chicken fingers ready for me. Anybody going once? Twice? Okay.
Okay, we are ending, and we just want to tell you thank you for your time. And don't worry about it, Teresa. I've got it memorized. Thank you for your time, and please remember that on the Parent Academy site, if you'll go to the bottom, there will be an archive library. So every one of these will be videotaped, and it will be there in the event that you can't make it. Additionally, we just want to remind you that the school, we want to partner with you. We want to make sure that there's clear collaboration and that you feel comfortable coming to us. And that, again, if you have any suggestions for topics, please go on the page and make sure you make suggestions. Thank you guys so much for your time.